Yo, shout out to the most hottest. I was eyes, even though Lord say this. LD's also known Lawrence the One for another episode. I need to know my special guest. Introduce yourself.
Man, it's D-Bellz coming from Oakland, California, 21st to be exact. Here kicking it with my boy on the Fame Media podcast.
Okay, he damn near sound like he was the host and I was the guest. You know what I'm saying? So what's up, D-Bellz? I like to ask all my guests this. All other podcasters got this shit from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They asked, so how did you get your name? So, you know, I got to ask you,
okay,
how did you get your name?
So shit really is my name, my last name is Bellamy. First name is Devon. So we just really shortened that up and it became D-Bellz. Bellz came to me from one of my boys that I went to middle school with. He just named me it. Shit, I don't know where he got it from, but it just stuck ever since then. And shit, I just ran with it from there.
Gotcha. So, you know, you grew up in Oakland, California.
Most definitely.
And the Twomps.
Most definitely.
How was it growing up in the Twomps, man?
Shit, to me, it was really a heavy community, as you know, back in Oakland, especially when we still had a lot of pride about the city, not saying we don't, but more so in the 80s and 90s, you know, we was really fucking with it. And people was more proud than ever to me to be from the town. It was very community-based. You know, you knew your neighbor, wasn't afraid to talk to them. Motherfuckers had barbecues and hoop games. You know, everybody was always at San Antonio. So it was always like a community thing where everybody grew up together, knew each other, whether it's Mazanita, San Antonio. Everybody felt like a big family to me.
Gotcha. So are you saying that in conjunction or in correlation that you think that Oakland has changed?
I definitely think Oakland has changed.
Why don't you speak to that a little bit for the people that's in Oakland and not in Oakland, just to get your perspective real quick?
I mean, I think whether it's in regards to the politics where some shit can't be amended, and I understand that, you know, some shit is too deep to where you can't let it go. But I also think that a lot of people is more for self, so they don't care about who their neighbor is or who their cousin is or how can they help. Everybody is so transactional, especially in our community where people only want to look out or help if they feel like it's a benefit to them. Instead of when I feel like when me and you were growing up in the 80s or 90s and people cared about their next door neighbor, not just because it was beneficial to them, but they actually cared for them as a person, whether it's they got stabbed or they needed some sugar, they needed some salt. Okay, you need $50 the next week till you get paid. I'm here because I know you got kids in the family and all you trying to do is provide.
Yeah. You know, I like what you said. You said they got stabbed and then you went there, they needed some sugar. I'm like, damn,
hey,
that's a cold parallel.
It get real drastic in the hood. You know, somebody might need some sugar for the Kool-Aid. Somebody might get stabbed because they arguing with, you know, they baby daddy or they husband. Shit. Motherfuckers over there that ain't supposed to be over there.
I'm like, motherfuckers in your hood getting stabbed over sugar.
Man.
Shit, I don't know what they'd do over a quarter brick.
And that's what I think. I think that's where we at now. And I think that greed is at an all-time high. That you just spoke on that. I think that's why Oakland ain't what it used to be, because in the world is not what it used to be. It's not just the Oakland thing.
That's right. And I'm glad you said that because, you know, the funny thing about this or the crazy thing about this is that people don't really need much just to go off of. Like, I was reading somebody, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's fake. I'm just going to tell you what I read or what I thought I saw that they said, I think Young Dolph, somebody may have killed him over how much?
100,000.
See,
that was the bounty on his head, 100,000, but they didn't get the full 100,000.
How much did they get?
They said that one of the shooters allegedly only got about 3,000 or 5,000 or 500. $800. When he was on the stand, he was saying he only got a sum of $800. So whether it was that the person that connected him played them, which what it looked like was what's coming out now is that the person who set it all up played him and only took majority of the lion's share and only gave him crumbs. But really, 100,000 not worth it because now you was paid 100,000. Now you about to do life.
That's right.
It's people that had millions of dollars, whether it was they was hired for hits or in the drug game, and now they broke and did 20, 30 years. So you got to ask yourself, is 100,000 really worth it? And sometimes it feel like it's worth it because we come from treacherous neighborhoods where motherfuckers is trying to survive. So they feel like the 100,000 is life-changing. But if you really have some real money, you know 100,000 ain't life-changing.
Yeah, and you know, to be honest, like 100,000, if you make, let's just say $20 an hour, right? That's like 2.5 years worth of work at a square job. You know what I'm saying? And 2.5 years at a square job on the outs, right? Because your freedom is priceless.
Priceless.
Your freedom is priceless.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one time I did like a little 30 days in the county. I was like, sitting up there telling stories and shit, you know, motherfuckers is kicking it and shit, you know.
Yeah.
But the worst part about jail was I couldn't go.
Man.
I was supposed to be at Lake Berryessa. I knew it was hot outside because they had the motherfucking A's game on.
And people be over here, like, that's the thing that we do is we glorify that shit.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to be Martin Luther King or preach, but what I'm telling you is that we glorify all this shit, the jail shit, when that shit is never worth it. I talk to my brother all the time about people ball for 10 years and then go do 30.
That's what I'm saying. 20.
Is that shit really worth it? Nah, I'd rather keep grinding and doing what I'm doing than, okay, yeah, I lived a hell of a life for 10 years, but now I got 30 years.
That's crazy.
That math ain't mathing.
It ain't. And you got to factor in the years somebody go to jail.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody go to jail and do 10, like in their 20s.
Facts.
That's crazy. Or 30 to 40.
Facts.
Like, I remember when I was working at Santa Rita, right?
Yeah.
And I was working with this old guy. You know what I'm saying? He was one of my guests. Shout out to Mel. I'm going to call him. His birthday was not too long ago, right? And we sitting there talking. He said, hey, you know, he's 60, though.
Yeah.
He's like 66 or something like that.
Yeah.
He's an OG.
So he got some wisdom on him.
Yeah.
Facts.
He said, man, walk me to my car. He did the little beep, 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 beep. And he wanted to show me his car. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a nice car. He said, man, this is my first car. And I'm thinking, your first car? What are you talking about, your first car? Nigga, you 66.
Exactly.
He said, man, I've been in jail for 40 years.
Like, come on now. You got to make that make sense. And like I said, I ain't trying to be the one that's going to preach to you and tell you what not to or what to do. But what I would say is I'm all about making calculated risk.
That's right.
So, you know, a lot of motherfuckers just jump out the window and do whatever.
Yeah.
And it's uncalculated, and then they end up paying their whole life for it. And people don't understand that you can attest to this because you work there in the jail. When you're doing time, it's just not you. Your whole family is going through that with you. Now you done did some shit. Now your whole family got to piece together something, be there when you need some money, be there with some commissary. And now you mad when they don't come through off a decision you made.
You know what? You got some wisdom on you, man. Are you preaching this shit? You know what I'm saying? No. So, Bellz, man, when did your hip hop experience start?
Well, man, I think that I've always been in tune with hip hop. It's in my family. My grandmother was in a group and sang. My auntie sang. As everybody probably know, the song she on is "Wide Open," Mac Moss song. She's on the hook. Which is that's my auntie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she did. You know, she was in music. It started with my grandmother. My dad was huge into music, so we always grew up around it. So listening to music and knowing melodies and liking beats, that shit, it was always natural for me. And I got into music about 5 to 6 years ago, where I decided to pick up the pen. I didn't really want to pick up the pen at first because at the time, around 2014, 15. It was a surge of rappers, and you probably know everybody was trying to rap, and I was like, that ain't for me, you know. I'm gonna stick to my path. What I believe God has called me to do was to play football, which I thought was my way to get my family out the hood.
Well, then, you know what? Let's pause, and then let's talk about the football real quick.
Okay. So shit, you know.
Because I see that you're a big guy. What you about, 6'4"?
So yeah.
Okay, you know, you want to put, you know, I ain't Kevin Samuels and shit, but you want to put your weight out there?
I'm something cool. I ain't gonna drop the weight, but I'm something cool. Okay. So, you know, just growing up in the town, everybody, you know, that was a way of life. That's what I'm saying. You don't see kids outside no more, but that was the way of our life, whether you were good or not. Everybody played football, basketball, baseball, all three. Ran track. It was just a way to live, to meet new friends, to build character, to become a young adult. So I spent my whole life playing sports. I went to Bella Vista Elementary, Edinburgh Middle School, went to Oakland High, got into a little, you know, situation there. So I transferred out.
Really quick, was Mr. Pacello still at Oakland High when you got there?
Definitely was.
Shout out to Mr. Pacello, the biology. He looked like George Jetson to me. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Pacello.
So I was just, you know, thought that was my way out, as most people from the inner city and the hoods think that sports is their way out.
So this is what I want to know. Did you have good study habits in school?
So when I say I got into a little situation when I went to Oakland High, you know, I think a thing that we don't talk about enough is your study and how everybody receives information. That's not focused enough for young African-American kids when they're growing, because everybody doesn't learn the same. And in the 9th grade, I knew that I didn't learn the same as other people. Not like I'm a little slower or anything because I'm intelligent, but I meant that I could operate better in a smaller classroom than a classroom that's got 50 students in it. Instead, I chose and told my mom, came to her. I had terrible grades. I was ineligible. I couldn't play sports. So I came and told her, like, I want to go to a smaller school where I could focus, because I feel like if I stay here, I'm going to stay in Oakland. So I came and told her, like, can you find me a smaller school where I feel like I can get a way out? Because everybody know you can't play sports if you don't have grades. Some of the best athletes I ever seen was always ineligible.
Yeah.
So I knew that if football was my way out, I needed to have the grades. So I transferred to a small school. Shout out Far West. That's where I went to.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I went to Far West.
Yeah, I went there. I graduated from there.
I went to Far West during the elementary school and stuff like that in 8th grade. Matter of fact, 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's junior. I went there in 8th grade.
Yeah, so people would be thinking, like, it's not in Oakland, not knowing it's right up the street from Tech. It's right there. It's an Oakland public school. Ain't no motherfucking private school, no charter school.
Yeah.
It's actually was real treacherous because a lot of people was coming there because they thought it was a continuation school.
Yeah.
So instead of going to Rusdale or Bunch, they was coming to Far West thinking it's a continuation school, when in all actuality, it was a regular high school. It was just a small school.
Was it still an art school when you got there?
So that was the focus.
Yeah, it was.
But by the time I got there, they were still trying to keep it the focus on art. But it was, you had POs coming every day, cops coming every day, because they thinking it's a continuation school.
Yeah.
So everybody that's been arrested, just got out the hall, they all coming there. At one point, it was turned at the school because so many people from every different hood in Oakland was there. So people think that's like it's a continuation, so I'm going to send my badass son there, my badass daughter there to get their credits up. Find out it's a real Oakland public school where you need the same amount of credits from there as you need Oakland High, Tech, Skyline, Mac.
I think in the 80s it did used to be a continuation school.
They changed it.
Yeah. I think it did used to be a continuation school for a brief moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So did you get your grades up?
I did. I got my grades up. I'm going to tell it because I think a lot of people be ashamed to admit they went to college or something. I got my grades up. I went to Sac State. Where I felt like,
Somebody, wait. You think people would be ashamed?
Oh, no, it ain't no thing.
That,
I know, especially when you're an artist, you're a rapper, people think, like, you from the town. You're a real town nigga, so you know that we frown on the people that go to school and call them squares and call them nerds. Like, people don't understand that a hood nigga, street nigga, and a gangster all grew up together. And one person can be all three, but all three are not the same person.
Okay, I like that.
So
it sounds like this motherfucker interviewing me. It sounds like I done did something wrong and you done bought this nigga on my show to sit there and tell me something.
So it's not, you feel me? It's not much that separate the three. And I hate the stigma behind school, because the most important thing is you can't play sports if you don't have grades.
That's right.
And everybody felt and still feel like the way out the hood is through a sport. Now it's more diversified. You can go be a social media influencer and you could go get a trade. But growing up then, where was no social media, everybody felt like, shit, I got to go pick up a ball to get out the hood. And you can't do that without grades. And I watched the best athletes I ever seen. They were the best. The gangsters niggas was the best athletes. They just didn't have the will to go to school, because going to school is not hard. It's just having the consistency and the effort applied to it, to where you got to show up every day. Because you can go show up every day, do minimal effort, and get a C. Yeah,
that's right. All you got to do is be impressionable to the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So did you play football in high school?
I did play football.
Who did you play for?
So I played for Oakland High, a Wildcat.
So you could go to Far West and play for any team?
Okay, so pretty much Far West didn't have a football team.
Yeah, because I know it's small.
It's small, super small. So they don't got no money for no fucking football team. Shit, Fremont just got a field a couple years ago.
That's right.
They used to play at Kurt Flood.
Come on now.
So Far West didn't have no football team. We just had a hoop team. And so even with our hoop team, I could have went to go play for somebody else and hoop, because we just playing like, the continuation schools, Rusdale, Bunch, Dewey, all them schools, because we're not in the OAL league. Cause it's
Is niggas
small.
showing up to play basketball in jean shorts and all that?
Nah, they didn't show up. They didn't show up in the John Cena's, but they showed up with some straps though. Niggas tucking the strap, jumping on the court. Like, bro, you like 20, 22. What you doing playing with us? but it's not sanctioned. So, you know, anybody can play. Like, I know a couple of people, like, I know you're not in school no more. How we playing against you? You like 3 years older than me. I'm a junior, senior at this time.
Come on now.
So I definitely did play football. And when you go to a school like that who don't have a football team, usually you can go play where your address is. But, you know, we in a town. They don't give a fuck. We ain't in Berkeley. So I was able to go try out for different schools. You know, I had a stint where I was at Tech. Then I had a stint where I was at Fremont. And then my home school was always Oakland High because that's where I started at in 9th grade. I played there. Okay. But then I got ineligible. So I left and went to the school, and I was like, all right, let me go try and see what Tech talking about. You know, Marshawn, it's Marshawn.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm about to go up there. You know, they getting people out. Tech and Mac was getting people out.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm like, I'm about to go up there. Some shit happened. That didn't work out, so I went back to Oakland High.
Gotcha. And did you play varsity?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Was you one of the star players?
Nah, man, I wasn't. I ain't, you know, people get on these podcasts and be capping. I wasn't one of the star players, but, you know, it was people don't understand that sports is very political. It's a business.
That's right.
At every level. Don't matter what it is. Now you see on Instagram, you got tiny mites with social media pages and coaches training them at 7 years old.
That's right.
It's always been a business. So why I feel like I was one of no, it ain't no feel. Why I know I was one of the best athletes on our team. I just didn't get to start because I know I'm big as fuck now, but I played quarterback, and there's only one quarterback.
Oh.
So that's why.
Okay. That's a good one. One. Now, this is what I got to ask you because, you know, I like to ask critical thinking questions real quick.
Let's do it.
And I just got to ask you questions because I think of questions and stuff like that. Okay. A point guard.
Yeah.
A point guard's job is primarily different than a quarterback and a pitcher. How? How is a point guard's job primarily different than a quarterback and a pitcher's job?
I don't know. Tell me.
I'm going to walk you to the answer.
Okay.
Is a quarterback primarily on offense or defense?
Offense.
Is a pitcher primarily on offense or defense?
Offense.
Defense.
Defense, you're right. Because, their job is to get the opposing hitter out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A point guard's job primarily is to play both.
Correct.
1 minute he on offense, 1 minute he on defense.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what
Definitely.
I did. For sure, man. So at what point did you say, you know what? Football, I'm done. Did you play football in college too?
Yeah, so after you feel me, I went to Sac State. I thought I was done with football, like I shook the bug. Because I went there on purely academics. Like I said, I'm not going to get up here and act like I'm ashamed to admit what I did because I felt like at the time that I graduated, that was my only way out because the city was turned up 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
You know, it was going down.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see everything. We just heard it because there was no social media. But it was turned up in the city. And I just was like, man, only way I'm going to get out this motherfucker is going to college. And I elaborate on that because I think so many times college is looked at as a negative thing, but when in actuality, it could be a tool. It should be a tool. Whether you expand your networking or you change your environment. If you got a full scholarship to go to a different state and get out of Chicago, get out of Oakland, where niggas is dying every day, why wouldn't you take it? You know how many people from our cities, inner cities, who never left their inner city?
Come on now.
So I took it as an opportunity to be able to leave. You know, I grew up in a family where it's 8 of us in a house in a 3-bedroom. So I didn't have a fucking own room or my own necessary bedroom or bed until I left.
Okay.
So I felt that it was my opportunity to change my environment, and this was the only chance I was going to get to change my environment.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming through with hella money paying for me to go to any school I want to. I had to get out the mud and go to the school that was going to give me the money and be able to change my life, which it did.
You know what? And what was your major there?
So my major there was civil engineering.
Okay.
And then I moved my major and I ended up leaving there. And after I went to a couple schools trying to play football, I went to Georgia and I graduated from there in business management.
Gotcha. Did you go to Georgia Tech?
I went to Albany State.
Okay. Was that all black?
All black, HBCU.
Man, look, man, we going to get into the rap stuff real quick because you got an interesting life, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm in school right now. I'm going to San Francisco State with my old ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my BA, made the Dean's List twice, and I'm enjoying college. But you know what's crazy, though? I walk there and I be like, damn, I should have been doing this a long time ago, though.
Yeah, facts.
But at the same time, I'm doing it now.
Facts.
One of my highlights is that my first semester there, I wrote a paper, my professor is going to use it in his book.
Facts.
So yeah, it's definitely dope.
And that's why I said it's about your network, because
it is.
You don't know what that book is going to do for you.
For
you
sure.
don't know who that professor has referred you to.
Yeah.
Say, hey man, I met this guy, such and such. He's very articulate. He's very talented.
Yeah.
I think he has a good job at a good ability or a good possibility to write his own book.
Yeah.
I want to introduce you to him. It's a lot of powerful people in colleges. Just because they're not the richest people in the world don't mean they don't have a lot of connections.
Well, you know what? I just got to ask you this question because it was burning me up earlier when you were talking about college, right?
Yeah.
When people frown down on college, down south, ain't going to college looked at as a cool thing?
It is.
That's what I thought.
It is. It's different in different regions, you know.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
we come from on the West Coast.
Okay.
Specifically, you know.
For blacks.
But people look at you and be like, you're lame, you're a nerd.
Yeah.
You ain't shit. And like I said, or they may even get the thing where they feel like, oh, you think you better than us.
Okay.
It's not that I think I'm better than you. I think that I just applied myself.
That's right.
And it's not that, you know, you couldn't do it either. Like I said, school is not hard. It's all about just having the patience and that be able to go through adversity to continue. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that, where they feel like, you know, they have the patience or the adversity to go through the adversity to continue school, because it's a long process.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Only thing school is to show employers that you can stay consistent.
That's right.
Because you go through 1st through 12th grade.
That's
then
right.
You go to 4, 5, 6 years of college. Then that resume don't mean shit. It just shows people, it shows the employer and the company that you can stay dedicated, that you're able to complete the task. That's all it is.
Yep. You know what, man? You got some motherfucking sense, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I
you,
like
man.
to think so.
For sure, man. So talk about some of your music, you know what I'm saying? I know that you got the album out, you know, Edge of Darkness, right?
Most definitely.
Dope album.
I appreciate it.
Dope album. You know what I'm saying? It's 10, it's smooth.
Yeah.
I like the intro. Let me see what the intro was. I like
some space.
Yep.
Save some space.
And then the last one, Lost My Friend. That's my favorite one, though.
That's
the first one
too.
and the last one.
Yeah. Those are my top 3 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So pretty much the album, the project is about the loss of my father. You know, my father was tragically killed last year.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, it's all good. He was killed on my birthday, actually. So a lot of the project, except for one song, Ice Spice.
Yeah, and I heard that. Why did you name that song that, man?
I named that song Ice Spice because the guy who made the song, the original song that I sampled, he said in his hook, he said Ice Spice in his hook. So I just named it because I got that from the sample, and I knew that it would grab people's attention. I think that's a good record. Yeah. A good record that could be on the radio that women will love. So I named it that to also get people to look and be like, why the fuck you name it Ice Spice? And then they listen to it and they like, yeah, I like that.
You know what? That's funny that you say that, but that last one,
yeah.
Did you shoot a video to that one already?
I didn't.
That's the one that I feel like when I see that, because I see music in color, I think that's the one that should be black and white.
Okay.
I think that one should be black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if my you know, my guys, my cameraman that do my videos, they're gonna see this interview, and if they come up with a dope concept, we definitely can use that, because I feel like at least 5 to 6 of those songs should have videos. I got 2 videos, just shot one yesterday.
Gotcha.
I got 2 so far set to play and Care For Me, and then the last video I just shot yesterday was for My Way. But I definitely feel like Ice Spice deserve a video, and I feel like Lost My Friend deserve a video.
Gotcha. Is Mozzie one of your influences?
Yeah, he is.
I can hear it in the music. I say he might like Mozzie. You know what I'm
the
saying?
Mozzarella fella. You know, you feel me? I think he's the best artist from NorCal we got, and he heavily influenced me. You know, I'm not afraid to ever pay dues. You know, motherfuckers get on here and be too cool for school and act like they just originally came out of nowhere and just started sounding all right in a certain way. Everybody got an influence. And there's nothing wrong with giving people their flowers and say, man, you one of my influences.
Of course.
You somebody I listen to. Everybody had an influence of somebody.
Of course.
And so he definitely one of my influence. I think, honestly, you know, I know you're a rap historian.
Late 80s and 90s.
I think Mozzie got one of the best voices and one of the best deliveries ever. Top 10. In my opinion.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. Certain people, so good rappers, to me, are separated in 2 different categories.
Okay.
You got rappers that are really, really good.
Yeah.
Right? Dope artists
Yeah.
that make rapping seem hard. And you got rappers that are really, really good and make rapping seem easy.
Facts.
Mozzie is a rapper that's really, really good that make rapping seem hard.
Yeah.
Cash Money Lavish D is a rapper that's really, really good that makes rapping seem easy.
And shout out Lav too. Like I said, listen, man, I'm from 21st.
Yeah.
All that politics shit, that don't mean nothing to me. I like Mozzie. I like Lav. You know, Mac J. I like good music. You know, all the other shit that don't. I'm not from Sacramento, so Lav definitely. I know what you mean because the way he come, you know, the way he comes on the record, the way he got a flow. You know, Lav,
he got a bop to him.
Lav got the Oakland feel to him because you know he got family out here.
Come
too.
on, man.
So you know when he rapping, it's shit that it feel like it's us directly from us. You know, he got his own shit being from Sac but he also feel like us too, and he got a swagger to him that's different, where you just jump in the whip and you slide around to his shit because he got that. You know what I like about Lavish D? Yeah, he makes house party music to me. Yeah, like it feels like when I hear him, I'm walking in and say, "What else?" Bop, 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 bop. Like one of what else? Like, I think he's very catchy. He's one of my favorite rappers from California. I think he's slept on a lot because I feel like. A lot of people, you know, unfortunately, you know, it's politics. So people don't want to step on this side or that side, so they don't just step on nothing. But good music is good music.
Good music is good
and
music.
He got a lot of hits. He got a lot of songs that where he able to switch it up. Like you said, he can get you some party shit with some what else. Yeah. He can get you with some lyrical shit like Disloyalty is Unforgivable. Yeah. He can get you to some simple shit that's really still a dope record like Have You Ever? Yeah. So he got
that's my shit.
That's my shit right there. So he got different songs where he able to switch up his flow, and he a dope artist too. Yeah, because when I'm listening to him, I'll be like, damn, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's simple. Like Have You Ever is simple. It's kind of like 21 Questions is a simple song. It is, but it's one of the best songs ever, in my opinion. Oh, I think Get Rich or Die Trying. That's in my top 5 albums of all time. Oh, really? So 21 Questions is one of the best songs. That's my favorite one on that joint, too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Just the way, what he's asking about to the hook with Nate Dogg. You never go wrong with a Nate Dogg hook. Okay. Everybody know that. Yeah. So Have You Ever is simple, but it's the beat and the questions. Because when you come from the hood, you come from the trenches, a lot of that shit you can relate to. Yeah. Like, have you ever been through all these things? If not, then how are we relatable? You know what? I'm glad you said that because you know what I'm saying? This album got a lot of soul in it. Yeah. Like, how many albums and projects do you have? So I only got only my second one. Okay. Which I look to change. Okay. Very soon. So what was the first one like? So the first project I did is called February 14th. You know, me and these dates again. February 14th was a project that I feel like was so good that got slept on because I didn't get a right chance to promote it because I dropped the project February 14th, 2023. My father was killed. You know, my pops was killed the next month. Okay. So the project February 14th is about love. It's about heartbreak. It's about relationships, about the real reality of how men feel when they're not with their partner no more, and the effect that it takes on us and that not talked about enough. You know, everybody think black man is just like a motherfucking shield where we don't have no feelings or emotions. So I made a project where it wasn't nobody dying on it. Nobody was sliding. Wasn't no ops getting this. It was just really about reality and life and how it impacts you. And February 14th was such a meaningful date for me because I had 2 godbrothers. That was my best friend. They twins. Their birthday was on February 14th. My lady, I met her on February 14th. And other people I know have that birthday. So my godbrother, he died, and his birthday was February 14th. Gotcha. So that plays such a part for me, that date, and that's why I named it February 14th. And it was an album, you know, we always hear, especially in NorCal, oh, y'all only promote music where niggas is dissing each other or niggas talking about their ops. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to create a real project where ain't nobody died, ain't nobody got dissed. It's going to be a real project. Okay. Not just some shit I threw together. February 14th was a combination of songs I was working on between 2 to 3 years. Okay. And that was my first project, but I didn't get to promote it the way I was because once my pops died, I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to promote music. I thought about quitting rap. I didn't want to talk about love when I'm in a state of depression or I'm anger, and you know I'm dealing with anger, I'm dealing with so many things. Why the fuck do I want to promote anything? You know, I don't want to be engaging with people, talking about love when I'm thinking about everything but happy shit.
Yeah. So was you and your father close?
Yeah, very close. My pops is a great pops. You know, he got a lot of kids, but he was in all of our lives. You know, family is something that he instilled in us that, you know, it's a priority. You know, you asked me about growing up in the Dubs. That's what it was. You know, my family, my last name is Bellamy. We was 21st. You know, if you go to every hood, you see hella kids outside. We were those kids.
Yeah.
So if you go to the apartment, 1750s, 21st Street, we were the kids that made up that apartment complex.
Yeah.
Because family was so big. So my granny, you know, she had kids and all her kids had kids. So we were always there. You know, sleepovers, parties, after school, whatever it was. If I got locked out of my house, I was going to my granny's house because I know she was there. She was only at home or in church. So I know she was going to be there.
Yeah.
So my pops was heavily influential in my life because he made it his job to be present in our life, where a lot of fathers can say, fuck this, I'm out, which a lot of them do.
Yeah.
You know, him and my mom got a divorce, and my mom made it hard for him at times to not see us. Oh, you're not taking my kids. They not going with you. Fuck that. I know you was picking them up, but I'm keeping them now because you pissed me off because I still love you. And you out here doing your own thing, not knowing that we still married. I still love you. And now I'm going to use the kids as a tool, as a pawn to get back to you and be spiteful towards you. So through all that adversity, my pops never wavered. He was always there. He was always one phone call away. And losing him is unexplainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have kids?
I don't. Not yet.
Okay.
I gotta have a wife first before I have a kid.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you have been listening to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah. We gotta do it the right way. You know, I can't just go blow anything up. You know, if you're gonna bear my seed, I gotta know that we locked in.
Gotcha. And you say, hey, you know what? You making this college and marriage shit sound cool tonight, nigga. So you mentioned October 7th.
Yeah.
Which is today, you know what I'm saying, on the album. Why don't you explain that? You know what I'm saying?
So October 7th played a significance because I was in a relationship young. I always tell people, man, young relationships is hard because you're still dealing with a lot of lust. Most young people is broke. So, you know, money is the number one reason for divorce, lack of there. So
okay.
I met my lady and when I went to school in
Sac.
When I went to Sac State. Went to Sac State.
Okay.
That was I met her and locked in with her. And the day I met her was October 7th. Okay. We ended up being, having a relationship for about 4 years. And October 7th is the day we called it quits, where we was like, this not going to work no more.
So y'all broke up on your anniversary?
Yes. Something like that, yeah.
How was that talk, man? That's some heavy shit, man.
I really didn't really pay attention to it because I met her on October 7th. And our anniversary was like January 21st, 22nd.
Oh, you talking about the initial contact?
Yeah, the initial contact.
Okay.
When we I seen her before that, but when we finally first hung out and was like, okay, like we filling each other out was October 7th.
Gotcha.
And then, so when I reflected and thought about the day of October 7th where, we said, this shit ain't gonna work. It was like, God damn, it's funny how God worked. Yeah. You meet somebody you think you're gonna spend your life with or, that's gonna be forever with. Next thing you know, they're gone. It's kind of like with death,
Yeah, for sure.
People think the only time you can grieve is when somebody die. But if you really love somebody and they're not in your life no more, whether they're dead or not, that's a moment of that should be shared and be properly grieved correctly. Because as men, especially black men, we don't grieve enough. We don't get in tune with our emotions and explain how a breakup or, losing somebody really affected us.
Gotcha. Do you think that black men grieve different than the rest of other men?
I don't think black men grieve.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we just learn how to deal with it, and I'm guilty of it. With my pops, I tried to. It was a time where I was trying to go through a grieving process, but it suddenly stopped because when you lose somebody that important to you, there's no way to kind of deal with it. It just is. It just is.
Gotcha.
So you just try to go on in life. It's like people be like, oh, time heals all wounds and makes it better. I don't think time heals all wounds. I think time just makes it more easier to deal with, even when it's not easy. It's just you come to learn to accept it, that it's nothing you can do to change the outcome.
Gotcha. And was he a fan of your music?
Of course. My pops, I still got our messages where he was just telling me, like, you know, one of our last messages, he was like, man, son, all my money I got, you know, I'm going to put it into you. You know, I have a song with my sister who's also an artist. Shout out to Deja Vu Bella.
Okay.
Check her out. We got a song, Bride to Be. You know, it's on the February 14th project, the 13th song or something like that. Yeah. But it's on there. And he was just telling me, he was like, man, son, I got a song on there called Car Talk. And he was like, between Car Talk, Bride to Be, and the song I got called The Fallen, he was just like, son, I'm going to put all my money behind you. You know I keep telling you, but I really believe in you. He called me, texted me, and said, son, I'm serious. Everything I got, I'm going to put behind you because I believe in you, and I know that you always believed in me, and I just want to show you that we going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was he going to be like your manager?
My pops had was heavily involved with my auntie Shima, the one that's on Wide Open. The
Okay.
song.
Yeah.
And he had multiple businesses, but one of his businesses was, you know, Cash Flow Entertainment. And he wanted to really be the next, like, you know, Birdman or Master P. He had really dreams of being his own boss, because that's how he raised us, is to be your own boss. So he knew that he was so knowledgeable in music. Any song you could play, he'll know. If it's 70, 60, 80 era, he knows. He knows the sample, where it came from, who's singing, who's the lead singer. That's where I say I like to believe I'm musically inclined, because he had us around so much music. You remember back in the day where we had the CDs, and it was the Green Funk CD, it was a Confunction CD, it was the SOS Band CD. My dad had multiple cases with about 300 CDs. So anything from 70s, 80s, 60s, he knows. And so he wanted to have his own company. He did have his own company, but he was going to heavily invest into his company. And me, my sister, and my auntie was going to be the artists. And just to have him tell me that he really believed in me meant everything to me, because you know how fathers is. Sometimes they're not the most expressive. Or it just feel good for somebody to say, I believe in you. You dope. This is a good record. Yeah,
and you know, fathers, you know what I'm saying, they particularly look at their kids and make them stick with something.
Yeah, because my dad, it's funny you said that. My dad, you know, because I'm so big, always wanted me to be in the NFL. And
Gotcha.
while I do believe I could have made the NFL if I would have changed position or given the right shot, he always wanted me to fulfill that and walk down that path. And we butted heads sometimes, because I used to always tell him, like, Pops, I'm done with football. Like, I'm doing this shit now. Like, support me now. Listen to this. Check out the record. You know, if it was weak, I wouldn't put it out. I know everybody think their record good, but I'm like one of the biggest critics you'll ever meet. So I'm like, man, listen to this. I'm done with football. Nah, son, I can go get you training. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I just want you to go to the lead and, you know, and follow through with your dream. I'm like, Pops, this is my dream now.
Yeah.
I don't want to play football no more. So he was heavily pushing me to play football. And sometimes I do feel like, you know, if I would have pursued that, he would still be here.
Okay. And you put this new album out.
Yeah.
On what label again? The same one?
I put it out
on
Even.
Okay. Yeah. Talk about that. Why did you do that?
Man, honestly, man, I really got it. Like I said, I'm not ashamed to give people their flowers and just keep it a buck. You know, I seen Russell promote Even heavily. And, you know, I watched a lot of his Free Game Fridays, and I watched a lot of him talk exactly about what Even was about, because I was skeptical of it. You know, motherfuckers tell you that they love you and they'll support you, but they won't go buy something for you. They won't go support you, whether it's a clothing brand, a music, sneakers, ice cream, whatever. So I was skeptical at first, because I didn't think I would have enough supporters to have people go buy my CDs like back in the day, because that's what Even is. It's a platform where you can buy the art directly from the artist. So just like you go back into Rasputin, Dimple Records, Target, and buy a CD, it's just like that. So you buy the product, you pay what you want. For me, it's set at $1. So you can go pay whatever you think the album is worth to you, whether it's $1, $5, $20, $25, and you're supporting me. That money goes directly to me instead of getting 0.10% off a stream. You know, Snoop Dogg talked about it, where there was 40 million or 40 billion streams. The check was only like 10,000 off 40 billion streams.
That's crazy.
So even as a platform that allows you to buy the artist directly from, buy the art directly from the artist. So I did it, and man, honestly, man, it was great. You know, so far, I think my even purchases comes out to about 100,000 streams. Mm-hmm. That's how many CDs I sold. It equates to about 100,000 streams. So I even shocked myself because I didn't think that people really supported me that much and that it was worth it. You know, I made the minimum. They tell you to make it $5, but I made it $1 because I know people be fucked up. People don't think it may be good, so they real selective on how they spent their money. Come terms to me, I found out that a lot of the purchases is anywhere from $10 to $25, $30, $50. Yeah. So that means the world to me that somebody would take their hard-earned money and pay $20, $30, or $50 for an artist that's still building. I'm not gonna say talk like I ain't shit because I believe in myself, but I am still building. So for somebody to take $50 and buy my album, it means the world to me.
Well, you know, we in a new day though too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's just so much music and stuff like that. You know, I come from the era where people that rap really were rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the 90s where the best rappers, damn near the best rappers of all time came out that era to me.
And let's talk about that.
Okay.
What I mean, let's talk about that. I'm glad you said that is because a lot of people, especially where we from, NorCal specifically, and really honestly larger than that, people think rap is a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's so far from the truth. I've been rapping for 5-6 years, and I just now made some money off rap. Mm-hmm. And it's not that much money, as though I am appreciative, but you gotta, anything you love that you're very passionate about, you gotta be willing to invest years before you get a return on it.
Definitely.
Ice Cube said, anything you love, you gotta be willing to invest at least 5 years minimum. If you're not ready to do that without getting no money, don't even do it.
Well, you know, that's funny that you say that because I believe that life is like, the whole point of life is being in your dimension.
Yeah.
A dimension is not governed by time and space.
Correct.
Remember when you got a video game for the first time?
Yeah.
And you just dove straight into it?
Come on now, 64.
And before you knew it, it was like 8 hours, 12 hours. That's what your love for whatever you do should be like.
Come on now. So that's what I'm saying. People jump into being a rapper and want to be an artist and think that I'm about to be successful. I'm about to blow up. I'm about to be an overnight celebrity. But people don't understand that it's people really out here that's been doing this shit for 5, 6, 10 years that just now seeing something. It's not because they want to walk around and say, I'm a rapper. Motherfuckers look at you like you a bum if you're a rapper and you ain't popping. You got to really love this shit. You got to really love music to want to go pay for the beats, pay for the studios, pay for the video, pay for the flights. All that shit costs money. And if you don't really love that shit, it's going to be quick for you to say, man, fuck this shit. I'm going to try to find something else.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you don't love it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, people, but see, that's like going to church, right? People go to church for different things.
Yeah, facts.
Some motherfuckers might go for the donuts and the orange juice during Sunday school.
Some motherfuckers go for the hoes.
Yep, and you know, some of the hoes might go for me.
Yeah, facts. Facts. So that'd be like that. But that's all I was trying to attest to, man.
You know I had to do that, right? I had to.
Hey, some of the baddest be at church. Come on now.
For sure.
Axe had them.
Come on now.
For 30 years, had them.
Why did it stop at 30?
Come on now. 30 years, they going strong, reigning supreme.
Did you hear what I asked you?
Yeah.
Why did it stop at 30?
Yeah. They got them. So some of the most.
Is it still contingent?
It is. Hey, it ain't like it was, but hey, Axe had them. So, you know, people go to church for all different reasons, you know, and just like I was just saying, man, you passionate about this music shit. I could tell by just talking to you for 5 minutes that it means something to you.
You know what? I like doing music. I like doing podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like meeting people.
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about that. This is another vessel to, you know, chop it up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I like chopping it up with people. Good people, though. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do this all day. Like, just chop it up about, you know, politics a little bit. Not really politics, but just, you know, just regular shit.
You looking to learn.
Yeah.
Which is a tool and an asset in itself. Because so many people walk around this motherfucker like they got all the answers. Like, you ever talk to somebody that's like 17, 18, and all they say is, I know.
Yeah.
And you just look at them like, nigga, you don't know shit.
Shit.
Wait, just watch. I got a little brother, so, you know.
Shout out to little brother.
I tell them all the time, like, listen, man, you think you know, and I'm telling you what's about to happen. Do you think they listen? No. They go and do exactly what I told them and come back and say, you right. The thing about me, I don't care about saying I'm right. I just want to stop you from making the same mistakes I did.
Come on now.
That's all I care about. It's not about me to say, I told you. I'm not egotistic like that.
So I want to know something. Do you feel like that the Bay Area, what's your view on the Bay Area hip hop? Like, is it connected? Is it hard to get on? Do you feel like we're supporting each other? I mean,
No.
that.
I don't feel like we supporting each other. I feel that with the Bay Area, we got so many talented people, and we got enough people to where we not the laughing stock. Let me ask you. When people think of the Bay Area, NorCal, not LA, the Bay Area.
Now, does that include Sacramento?
No. When people, I'm gonna tell you, when people think of NorCal, and they name two rappers, who are they?
Oh, E40 and Too Short.
And why is that?
Why do they name E40 and Too Short?
Why are we still naming E40 and Too Short? And they've been out for longer than 30 years. And it's no shade to the OGs, because they laid down our foundation. But what I'm saying is, when people say Atlanta, they're not still saying Dungeon's family.
Well, they're saying somebody from the Dungeon family.
No, but what I'm saying is they're not saying Outkast. They're saying Future.
That's right.
Lil
That's
Baby.
right. I didn't think you knew that. I was trying to get you.
Gunna.
Yeah.
So,
but you know Future is part of the Dungeon family.
Of course I know. But what I'm saying is Atlanta has so many people.
New legs.
That gave people the game and wanted them to grow.
Okay.
Future always give credit to the Dungeonist family and how they helped him and laid out and walked him to shit.
Okay.
And I feel like in the Bay Area, we don't have that. Not saying that it hadn't been people who tried to help, but we don't have enough. Just because you try one artist, two artists, maybe even three, and it don't work, you don't stop. Because all it takes is one for you to recoup off everything you lost.
So you know what? That's funny that you say that, but you know who I got to give a shout out to about putting on other artists?
Yeah.
Jay Stalin.
Yeah.
What he did with Livewire I thought was fucking tremendous.
Yeah.
And what Filthy Rich is doing with them youngsters for FOD.
Yeah. No, I definitely, like I said, man, I'm all about showing niggas love and giving the respect and props where it's due, because they definitely did that. You know, Jay Stalin and Livewire is something I grew up on, so I'm very familiar and invested into that. And I see how he brought everybody to Livewire, whether it's Lil Blood, Shady Nate, everybody, Stevie Joe,
Filthy. Jay Jonah.
He just had everybody in under one umbrella and was really trying to push them. And they made great bodies of work. If it didn't work and they didn't become a superstar, you did what you could do.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not enough people that do what they can do. You know how much a post will change somebody's life? Meek Mill done posted so many people that changed their life. Had them get 20,000, 30,000 followers, and that changed their life. I think that in the Bay Area it's so transactional, where we only want to help people if it's beneficial for us. The person I want to give a shout out to is Lil Russell. I call him the people's champ. The reason I call him the people's champ is because he gives so much game, so much knowledge for free. Free Game Friday is something he started on YouTube, and I watched pretty much every Free Game Friday.
Yeah.
And he's not charging nobody to watch Free Game Friday. It's on YouTube. It's free. He finds art that he likes all the time and posts it. You don't know how that's changing people's life. He finds artists that he like all the time, invite them to the backyard, having them perform. And I feel like it takes a really good person that cares more about their region, that's selfless, that needs to be in the forefront. Because I always say this with our DJs, I don't think we support each other, because if you break a record and it's a dope record and now the whole country know it, they say, where that guy's from? You are the DJ that broke that record. So it shines a positive light on that region, and we need rejuvenation in the Bay Area. And I think that if you're not friends with a particular person or a particular group, you kind of like, well, fuck that nigga. I don't know him. Why would I play his record? You a fucking DJ. Why wouldn't you play the record? Like, you know how many songs y'all played that people that never met y'all?
So do you feel like the DJs out here break records? Yes or no?
No, fuck no. No. I think that nobody really breaks records like that. But being in Atlanta, I do know that people be out there playing underground artists in clubs, people that you might not have never heard of, but they playing the music. I feel that if you're not friends with or inside the circle, then you don't have a shot at really getting your shit played. Because I done talked to DJs while I offered them money. Hey man, how much you want to spin this record? I know you got a set tonight. What you want? They just leave me on red. Never get back to me. I send them money. They don't play the record. Oh yeah, I played it, but you never took a video, showed me anything like that. I think that in the Bay Area, we need to be a lot more selfless and think about our region, because I be in different states and I know that everybody always laugh at the Bay Area and say nobody fuck with Cali music. And when they say that,
when they say Cali music,
no, hold on. They say that, but people do fuck with Cali music. They really mean the Bay, because Roddy Ricch is from Cali.
Okay.
310 Baby is from Cali. YG is from Cali. Kendrick Lamar is from Cali. All these are LA SoCal artists. Only person that, you know, when they say people don't like Cali music and they start talking about the Bay, then we get back to the E40 and Too Short. We have plenty of artists to come out the Bay besides E40 and Too Short. Y'all just not hip to it because we're not doing a collective job at pushing it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We got some dope artists out here.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm gonna give a shout out to my favorite new artist, Larry June.
Yep.
Larry June is my favorite. Larry June is my favorite, one of the new guys. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know his journey like that, but I did hear, you know, that, you know, part of his journey started in the Bay with OG Mako or something.
You mean?
Like, in A. So he had, I don't know, but I could be wrong. But from what I heard is, you know, a lot of his buzz started out there, then he came back.
Yeah.
But why do you always have to leave to go get a buzz? Or why do you always have to leave for your hometown to support you? They always say the people that's not from your city is going to support you first, which is true. But if we got so many superstars in the Bay, which I do believe we do, in NorCal in general, why are we not supporting them? Just because you don't know the person, or just because he ain't in your circle, or he ain't shot you no few dollars or something like that, why are we so transactional? Fuck all that. If we think about our region, it's no way we can't have a resurgence like Detroit did. Everybody think Detroit been popping, but they was cold too. The Ice World Vezo, Babyface Ray been rapping for 10 plus years. So the reason they have a resurgence is because I heard Babyface Ray said, you know, it's still problems, it's still certain politics, it's still crazy in the streets, but we learned how to put a lot of bullshit to the side so we can make our city bigger and we can get the money, because that's what it's about. It's about the money so you can help change your family life, help somebody change their family life. If I'm a boss and I have 5 people on my payroll, I'm in charge of 5 different families. So I think that we need to put the bullshit aside. What I mean is about, like, you know, I understand the politics, some shit you can't put aside. I get that. But if it's not about shit that's where it's bloodshed or something like that, it's just petty shit, put it aside. Let's bring the Bay back, because we do got a lot of talented artists. We do got a lot of people that's great, that got great music. They just may not have the best marketing. Yeah. They may not have the best publicists or something, because a lot of shit goes into being an artist. And I'm just at the doorstep. It's so much shit that I got to figure out and learn. But I know that good music is not enough. Like I said, February 14th, for people that haven't heard it, go listen to it. And you tell me, DM me. If you don't like it, just listen to it. It's one of the best projects out of the Bay Area in 2023. But I didn't have the right marketing, and that's possible, and that's majority due to my pops passing.
Gotcha.
But it's still, at the time I was promoting, it's still one of the best projects. How many projects can you go listen to for people that's younger and nobody died on the project? No ops ain't got this. Ain't no fuck or dead niggas, this, that, or third. And I'm from the town. I ain't never went to no other schools outside of Oakland and a different surrounding city. Every school, every hood I ever grew up in is in Oakland.
So before we get out of here, I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 2 years with this music shit?
Man, I see myself just, you know, I see myself touring. I'm going to go for that. I see myself touring. I don't think my problem is the lack of music. I think my problem is being consistent. You know, I had a lot of life shit going on, and it stopped a lot of shit. And I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I'm telling you, like, it's hard when, you know, you don't have a team. It's just you. Yeah. And you paying for everything. You buying everything. You spending all your money to promote. you still trying to live regular life, and then a death comes. 2023 was a real hard year for me. I lost my pops. I lost my mom's mom, my nana. Then I had a major surgery, ACL surgery. So I'm dealing with all this shit while still trying to be an artist. Sometimes your art may take a back seat because real life is just beating your ass.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I think that I got the music. Motherfuckers say whatever they want. They don't like my voice. They don't like my raps. You can't go and say you don't like none of these beats.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna listen to the whole project and say, I don't like one of them motherfucking
and
beats.
Did you get an exclusive producer on
I did.
Yeah.
I got it exclusively produced by my boy Bryce. Bryce is from Washington. I think he's one of the best producers out there. And I just told him, I wanted to do a whole project with all his beats. So I picked all those beats. He didn't send them to me. I went to go find all those beats. And I said, okay, I'm going to write to this, write to this, write to this, write to this. And I had the project for a while, but it took me a while to sit through to really say, okay, I'm ready to release it, because it's a real touchy project for me, and it's a touchy subject, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to release it to the public, because I'm a private person, and it's a balance that I'm trying to find of being private and still being able to post, do content. But it's hard to tell people your pops got killed.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want people to send me fake condolences. That's not why I did the project. I did the project because it was a journal for me, to journal how I was feeling and how I am feeling. And I knew what was going to come with it when I released the project. Oh, your dad died. Now you got so many people that want to fake care about you. But when I was going through these emotions and going through this in real life, a lot of people that I thought should have been there for me wasn't. And so I held off because I didn't want everything that comes when somebody passed. All this fake shit. I'm not a fake nigga, so I don't want people to be fake with me.
Yeah.
And that's why I held off on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Thanks for coming out, man.
Most
and tell
definitely.
everybody where they can find your stuff.
Most definitely, man. Thanks for having me. I definitely appreciate having this conversation with you. I think that every conversation you should be able to gain a little knowledge. Listen to understand, not to listen to hear yourself talk. And I feel like I definitely just gain knowledge by talking to you, because you're a very insightful person. But you could find me on all platforms at D-Bellz. That's D-B-E-L-L-Z. That's D-B-E-L-L-Z. Instagram is Scuba Squad Bells. That's SCUBASQUAD Bellz, B-E-L-L-Z. I got the project out right now, D-Bellz Edge of Darkness. It's a pay what you want project on Even. It's also out on DSPs. If you go listen to it on the DSPs and you think it's worth paying for, hey, pay what you want. $1 is the minimum. You pay $2, $3, $4, $5. Just know that Even ain't going nowhere. It's a platform that all artists need to be on, because you ain't getting shit off the streaming. And it's a way to build your fan base. It's a way to see who really fucking with you, because anybody can stream your song, anybody can stream your project, but on Even, you're able to see exactly who paid, what they paid, got their number, email, and that's able to make a close-knit group, because all you need is 50 people, 100 people to really believe in you. Everybody think you need all these thousands of people to believe in you. If you got a core audience of 100 to 200 people, and you do tours, you do concerts, that's all you need. And it's about having a connection. You never know whose story, your story, whose life is changing. There's so many people, especially coming where we from, that's dealing with death, that done lost somebody that can relate to these songs I'm rapping about. I'm not just rapping just to rap, I'm rapping because the shit means something. And being where we from, it's a lot of people that lost somebody that's grieving.
Yeah.
That don't know how to properly deal with it. And maybe the song you listen to may help you, may understand that you're not alone when you lose your mom, your cousin, your brother, your dad. Anybody that ever lost their dad as a black man is unimaginable. It's unthinkable. It's not about him being there when you need him. It's about just being able to hear his voice, that wisdom. I don't care if he was alive and he was never able to do anything financially for me. Just for me to be able to call him and say, "What's up, Pops? How you doing? What you think about this? I'm thinking about marrying this girl. I'm thinking about buying this car. What you think about this old school?" It would matter to me.
Blood, you deep, man.
Yeah.
I fuck with you, man.
Most definitely.
My new little brother, you know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely.
Well, I'm LD's for another episode of I Need to Know, and as usual, come on, you know what I want.